Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Spanner Man again here with another video. Today we're going to talk about the Stihl USG grinder. I don't have one here, but a lot of people are getting confused with column A. It's listed as plus 40 degrees. And the confusion comes and from people say that have owned one of the Oregon Tecumseh type grinders, and your most common angle is stated as 60 degrees. So if you've owned one of these and you're constantly using the top plate cutting angle or adjusting the head angle to 60 degrees on the scale, and then you go to a Stihl USG and it quite clearly states on the chart in column A on every one it's 40 degrees, except when you get to the last 20 degrees and plus 10 for the rapid duro, which is a demolition chain there. And it has a top plate angle of 15 degrees. And the other rapid duro up there has a top plate angle of 25 and 20 degrees head angle or top plate cutting angle. So the correct terminology is top plate cutting angle, but a lot of people on grinders will say the head angle or the tilt angle. Anyway, the correct terminology is top plate cutting angle, not to be confused with the top plate angle. So I'm going to explain to you where that 40 degrees comes from, and actually still are more correct in calling it 40 degrees, and what these clones are calling it 60 degrees. So why do they call this 60 degrees when technically it's not? Got to be a reason. Quite simple. What they're saying is that if we undo this and hold this at 90 degrees, and that's our 90 degrees, they're telling you to tilt this to 60 degrees on the scale. So you start to rotate to the right till you get to 60 degrees. And then you lock it in a position. And for most people, they're going, oh, it's just a little bit off there. We'll just get that spot on. For most people, they're going to tell you, if you talk to a friend and you're going to tell, oh yes, mate, it's that's 60 degrees. But just think about it for a tick. If 90 degrees was vertical, and I've moved that from I've moved that from 90 to 60, that's 30 degrees. I've moved it to the right. So that's the angle. The actual cutting angle is 30 degrees. It's not 60 degrees, it's 30. So why don't they change the scale? Look, I don't know. Compound saws do the same thing here. They use a zero scale and you go to the left and the right, whether you're cutting 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees. It is a reference point only. They're just telling you to tip it to that. It'll still cut your 30 degree angle. So it's reference point only. They do that a lot on a lot of machinery where you've got a scale, a graduation. Generally speaking, they use 90 degrees and 0 degrees as reference points. So that is quite common to find that, and that's what's used in this situation. The reason I found out that the true angle is that when I started to make up these prototype little ones for demonstration purposes and I had to start measuring everything, then I found out what the angle was, the same as the top plate angle here. If we actually measure this angle with this angle and we look at our arc in here, this is a 60 degree angle. It's not a 30 degree angle. But the 30 degree angle comes from people using a file on chainsaws saying that hold the file perpendicular to the chainsaw bar and then tilt 30 degrees to the left or 30 degrees, to the left or to the right, so that the file lines up. And that's where the 30 degrees comes from. It's been done that way for a long, long time. The Joseph Cox invented the chipper chain in 1953, so they started using, they would have started using 25 degrees in those days as well. So 30 degrees, 25 degrees. They lined their file up and proceeded to do it that way. So all as it was, if we're using 0 as our reference, we're offsetting the file 25 or 30 degrees to the right or to the left. That's the way it was. So now it brings us back to our Stihl 40 degrees. And I can imagine how confusing that is, because just imagine, someone saying that, oh, hang on, wait a minute. If the clones are 60 degrees and I'm going to set up the Stihl at 40, that's 20 degrees difference. Yeah, it actually looks like that when you read it. You think, wow, that's 20 degrees. But in actual fact, the Stihl's correct. And I'm going to explain to you exactly how that works. So all you Stihl USG owners out there that got confused, you're just about to find out how it really works. So if we look at this protractor, it's set at 40 degrees. I think you can see that quite clearly. So we managed to put a tooth in there against both faces of the protractor, and guess what? We come up with a 40 degrees. So this top plate angle is at a slope at 10 degrees. And the cutting angle is this base of the protractor is at 30 degrees. So what does 30 and 10 make up? 40. Hence your 40 degree angle on your Stihl USG grinder. So if we're to look at it again, this is 10 degree angle, back slope. This is 30 degree angle on the top plate cutting angle, 30 and 10, 40. Just solve your problem, all you owners that own your USG that kept on wondering and scratching your head what the 40 degrees was. But I have to agree, I was with you. Because when I printed this out, when I got my grinder and I'm doing a bit of research on the internet, I thought, oh yeah, Stihl USG grinder, it's got all the grinding angles. And I'm looking at it and I see the 40 degrees. I go, geez, I don't understand that. So it got me confused as well as a lot of other people. The funny thing is, then I proceeded to download the user manual, and that made no sense either. So, and that's what a lot of other people say on the forums, that the manual and they're confused. And I can really understand how you can get confused. Look, thanks for watching. It's just a simple video. I hope I've cleared that problem up, especially out there to David. David had sent me a lot of comments. Thank you very much. And hopefully you understand that much better now. And anyone else out there that's got a Stihl USG, it's not too familiar. Some of the comments were, I just set it on 40 degrees and that's what they recommend, and that's what I do. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.